Earlier this morning, Donald Trump made several posts on Truth Social calling for the indictment and arrests of Hillary Clinton, Obama, as well as many others. These were memes he posted. He was reposting them. And it basically said nothing's going to change until this happens. And it shows all these individuals behind bars. And then another one that says it's time to charge Obama the traitor for treason, for which the penalty includes death. Now, the crazy thing is, this is a post by Clint Russell that I cited before. Donald Trump has called Obama a traitor who committed treason several times now. And the penalty for that includes death. And people seem genuinely unfazed by it. Now, he says it's because Trump's not serious and don't take him seriously. No, I think it's because the Trump base that knows the details of Russiagate, Obamagate, largely are already in agreement. And the liberals just don't believe it anyway. So Trump's just Cheeto Hitler as he always is. But now we've got new information breaking, which gets a bit crazy. Kash Patel found thousands of sensitive Trump-Russia probe documents inside burn bags in a secret room at the FBI. And this is not the first time we've heard that Kash and Dan, the DOJ, have uncovered documents in places where they should not be. As if the previous administration, under Trump, the deep state, knew they couldn't destroy the evidence. There's no plausible deniability in that. But they could make it incredibly hard to find. Which brings me, of course, to the real story, the moon landing. I'm kidding. But it's funny because I make this point about the moon landing when debating Alex Stein. He's like, how did they lose technology? And I'm like, bro, you think they know where all these documents are placed? We are lucky that Kash and Pam and Dan have been able to find these things. I imagine they're having teams of people that they trust, probably through lie detectors, scouring the buildings, trying to find where Comey and the previous deep state intel assets were hiding documents. So they could say, we never destroyed anything, but they could break chain of custody. This is pretty wild, my friends. And if Trump gets his way, and they do charge Obama with treason, it will be unprecedented. Now, many people say it's never going to happen. You're nuts if you think they're actually going to charge Obama. People said the same thing about charging of Trump, that he'd never be arrested. He'd never be charged. And if he was, he'd never get arrested. He'd never go to court. It would never happen. And right now, Trump has pending criminal charges. He appealed this case in New York. It's gone before an appellate court. They have not yet issued their ruling, and it's been nearly 1 year, which is additionally unprecedented. It's like a stalemate, I guess. You put this all together, my friends, with the story I covered earlier this morning. L.A. grand juries are refusing to indict far-left extremists who are attacking law enforcement. And ask yourself where we are as a country. Nobody cares when Donald Trump says treason for Obama, for the aforementioned reasons. Kash Patel once again found secret documents. They're not supposed to be, but they were hidden. And boots on the ground level individuals, regular run-of-the-mill juries, are convicting Trump of fake crimes and now refusing in LA to indict extremists. Where do you think we go from here? Honest question. Now, we're going to get into all this news as we usually do. Before we get started, we got a great sponsor. It is Chef IQ. Go to chefiq.com. Check this out, man. This is great. It's this Bluetooth sensor thermostat. Thermometer you stick into your meat, and then you can use an app to check whether the food is done. It's amazing. Use promo code TIM. You'll get 15% off. My friends, the hardest part about cooking or barbecuing, meat, steaks, chicken, and fish, it's being tethered to a hot stove or barbecue. You're constantly going out there, you're checking on it, trying to make sure. And then my wife is like, stick something in it. And I'm like, I don't know if it's done. How do you like it? Is it cooked through? Those days are done. We got this Chef IQ Sense. And now we're going to be doing this barbecue and this grilling. We got one of those green eggs and we got a pizza oven and we can just stick it in the meat. It's got a sensor, goes right to the app. It's pretty crazy. Just enter whatever it is you're cooking into the Chef IQ Sense app. Steak, chicken, fish, whatever. It will continuously monitor and predict precisely when your food is done. So you can kick back, hang with your guests, do whatever else you need to do. And then Chef IQ Sense sends an alert to your phone when the steak, chicken, or seafood, whatever, it's done. Cooked to order exactly as you want it. Right now, there's a flash sale. Don't miss it. You get 15% off at chefiq.com using promo code Tim. This is really cool, actually. Look at this. We got them right here. Got them right here. Check that out. These things are awesome. Really excited. We're doing a pizza making contest. I don't know that we need those for the pizza making contest, but check it out. Shout out to Chef IQ. Thanks for sponsoring the show. Let's jump into the news and talk about what's going on right now. Patel found thousands of sensitive Trump-Russia probe docs inside burn bags in secret room at FBI. They report FBI Director Kash Patel found a trove of sensitive documents related to the origins of the Trump-Russia probe buried in multiple burn bags in a secret room inside the Bureau. Sources familiar with the incident told Fox News. Sources told Fox News Digital that the burn bag system is used to destroy documents designated as classified or higher. Sources told Fox News Digital that multiple burn bags were found and filled with thousands of documents. They went on to say, one of the documents, I want to point out, Fox, stop starting sentences 3 in a row with sources said, sources said, sources said. We get it. They say, one of the documents FBI officials found in a burn bag was a classified annex to former special counsel John Durham's final report, which includes the underlying intelligence he reviewed. The classification of the classified annex is being done in close coordination with CIA Director John Ratcliffe, Patel, DNI Tulsi Gabbard, Pam Bondi, and Acting National Security Agency Director William Hartman. The declassified annex will be transmitted to Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley, who ultimately will release the document to the public. Sources exclusively briefed Fox News on some of the contents of the classified annex, including that the U.S. intel community had credible foreign sources indicating the FBI would play a role in spreading the alleged Trump-Russia collusion narrative before the Bureau ever launched its controversial Crossfire hurricane probe. I want to stress. Sources briefed that in the classified documents, they had credible foreign sources saying the FBI would spread the allegation before they even launched Crossfire Hurricane. Sounds like it was a conspiracy planned the whole time to undermine these United States and Donald Trump. A source familiar with the contents of the classified annex told Fox News Digital that while it may not have been exactly clear in the moment what the intelligence collection meant, with the benefit of hindsight, it predicted the FBI's next move with alarming specificity. Ultimately, the release of the classified annex will lend more credibility to the assertion that there was a coordinated plan inside the U.S. government to help the Clinton campaign stir up controversy connecting Trump to Russia, the source said. You can see here Tulsi Gabbard with her documents. Mere days after this intel was collected, the FBI launched Crossfire Hurricane. It's really hard to see how Brennan, Clapper, and Comey are going to be able to explain this away. They say Patel and his team discovered a previously undisclosed sensitive compartmented information facility in the FBI headquarters. Fox News Digital reached out to the previous directors, Christopher Wray and James Comey, for comment and have not received any responses. Patel, in a June interview with Joe Rogan, revealed that he found a room full of documents and computer hard drives that no one had ever seen or heard of. Just think about this. Me, as director of the FBI, the former Russiagate guy, when I first got to the Bureau, found a room that Comey and others hid from the world in the Hoover Building, full of documents and computer hard drives that no one had ever seen or heard of. Locked the key and hid access and just said, no one's ever going to find this place. Patel and his staff have been working through documents, some of which are related to sensitive investigations, including the FBI's original Trump-Russia probe, known inside the Bureau as Crossfire Hurricane. It is unclear what the latest documents cover specifically, but sources told Fox News Digital that the most recent discovery was pursuant to an investigative request from Grassley. Patel has turned the documents over to Grassley. Grassley has been requesting information related to Durham's probe. Durham was appointed after then Special Counsel Robert Mueller completed his years-long investigation. You get it. You get it, my friends. More and more evidence seems to be piling up that we know exactly what they were doing, intending to smear Donald Trump, falsely malign him, to undermine his presidency because they wanted Hillary Clinton to win. There's now reporting that Hillary Clinton, who is sick, and we all know it. Remember the video where Hillary bobs out of control and everyone's laughing like, what? Or when she collapses in the street, or when she coughs up weird gobs of phlegm into a glass. Everybody knew she was very sick. Apparently, Russia knew this and withheld the information. And you might be saying, why? They wanted Trump to win, and that's the point. They didn't care who won. In fact, it may indicate they wanted Hillary to win because they had dirt on her. And what did they say? The deep state claimed, the liberal media claimed they had compromise on Trump. When in fact, it seems they didn't. So what did they do? They claimed Donald Trump had a pee-pee tape. And the media ran the story. And everyone just believed it. How psychotic and evil are these people? Absolutely insane. My friends, Donald Trump has now shared, quote, a bunch of off-the-wall memes in roller coaster truth social spree, including one with Obama and Hillary behind bars. Indeed. But take a look at this clip. Trump describes DNI allegations against Obama officials as serious treason. Let's get the audio rolling on this. We got everything muted. That's how we do it, because otherwise they're noisy. Play the stupid video. Come on, Fox.
But they did a lot of bad things. I mean, this was, I would say it was treason. It was treason. They made up all these stories, just fake stories. And yeah, I would say it was serious treason and hurt the country and put the country in danger. You know, they did on the Russia hoax. They lied unbelievably.
Indeed, it says Tulsi Gabbard alleged this month the Obama administration promoted a contrived narrative that Russia interfered in the election. Indeed, my friends. And now Donald Trump has a couple of posts for you. One of them says, until this happens, nothing will change. Let's pull these posts up. Women for Trump posted this, and Trump retruthed it. And we can see, oh boy, look at all these. You got Holder, you got Peter Strzok, you got James Comey. I don't remember half these people's names. You got Brennan, you got Podesta, Hillary. Is that Brennan right there? Or that's Clapper. That's Clapper. Obama. But wait, there's more. This is the big hit. From MAGA America's ambassador, Donald Trump retruthed this. It's time to indict Obama, the traitor, for treason, it says. Okay. Well, my friends, the penalty for treason is, I believe, no less than 10 years in prison and or death. There's a fine in there somewhere. You know, let's pull it up. Let's not mince words. I have treason. I have it pulled up because we talk about it quite a bit, as many people like to cite treason. We have treason here. Whoever, owing allegiance to the United States, levies war against them, or adheres to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort within the United States or elsewhere, is guilty of treason, and shall suffer death, or shall be imprisoned not less than 5 years, and fined under this title, but not less than $10,000, and shall be incapable of holding any office under the United States. Okay, so I was wrong. It's 5 years. It seems like it's pretty wild to be like a 5-year minimum or death. I was like, that's a big stretch you got there. But they give the government a lot of leeway in deciding how to actually handle this. $10,000. You know, if you go back to 1948, $10,000 was actually around, I think, $100,000. So you need to update those laws. What I love, my favorite amendment, my friends, is the 7th Amendment. Do you guys know the 7th Amendment? I bet you don't. Even though it's one of the most important. It really is. Most people are unfamiliar, but I'm going to read it for you. In suits at common law where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of common law. I love this. $20. Yo, in 1789, $20 was a lot more money. Let's get the exact number. How much was $20 worth in 1789? Let's get the number on this one. Because, it was $730. So, okay, wow, inflation's massive. They were basically saying, yo, if it's small claims, have a nice day, you're screwed. But now $20 is literal small claims. But I'm a big fan. I love the 7th Amendment. The more you know, right? Well, I must say, my friends, if this is the move that Trump makes, Tulsi Gabbard, Cash are continuing their investigation. There's 2 questions. Check this out. Democrats use rare law to push for Epstein files release. On Capitol Hill today, Senate Democrats, led by Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, will hold a press conference at 12 p.m. Eastern to discuss their plans to push the Justice Department to release the full and unredacted Epstein files. Democrats are using a rare and little-known law, known colloquially as the Rule of 5, which requires government agencies to provide relevant information if at least 5 members of the committee request it. In this case, all Democrats on the Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee signed a letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi yesterday. Now, many people have said this is a distraction. The Obama stuff. They said Donald Trump launched the Obama stuff to distract against the Epstein files. Did he? Or it's the other way around. Are the Democrats launching the Epstein stuff to distract against the Obama files? I don't understand why you'd make a determination as to which is which. It is 2 competing narratives from power centers of both political factions in this country, parent political factions, waging some kind of administrative war against each other. The Democrats are claiming Trump is in the Epstein files, and Trump is claiming Obama's a traitor. Now, we don't know if Trump is in the Epstein files. I think there's a good chance he probably is. In what capacity? Honestly, I don't know, but probably something passive. There's audio that's being recirculated where Trump says that he basically kicked Epstein out because Epstein was going to Mar-a-Lago and having Ghislaine try and take the girls that were working at his club and bring them to the island for illicit activities. And Trump was like, who do you think you are? I don't know. The Democrats are attacking Trump over this. Sure, whatever, I guess. Is it possible that Trump was involved with Epstein? Yeah. I don't think so, though. We say it a million times, but they falsely accused Trump of so much. I have to imagine if they had anything from the Epstein files, they'd have released it a long time ago. The reality is there is a battle. There is an administrative conflict right now between the 2 power centers. Where does it end? I don't know if this is something we've seen throughout history. The internet changes the game a lot. But I will add this. A story that I heard about this morning that I think bears repeating in this context. Trump's top federal prosecutor in L.A. struggles to secure indictments in protest cases. Grand juries in L.A. are refusing to return indictments on far-left extremists. So again, at the ground level, you've got people, citizens of California, being called in for jury duty, and they're being like, nah, we actually don't care these people are attacking law enforcement. Call it what you want. At the ground level, there's violence. The citizenry of those jurisdictions are defending the violence. At the highest administrative level, they're accusing each other of high crimes, treason, pedophilia, whatever it may be. Now, I know a lot of people, the reason people were saying that the Obama stuff was a distraction was because they say, no, the Epstein stuff was first. It's not true. The Obama stuff was first. I'll prove it. We just literally talked about this with the Fox News story. Kash Patel on Joe Rogan said they found the documents hidden in a room. This story about Patel on Rogan well predates Donald Trump's evasiveness on the issue of Epstein. Now, Trump's not innocent on the issue of Epstein. I'm not going to sit here and defend him. He won't release the files. There's certain information from the Epstein case that we believe, we the people, should be made public. Thomas Massey and Ro Khanna, I believe, are doing a great job on this. We don't want child abuse materials. We don't want anything that will compromise an ongoing investigation. But when Pam Bondi puts out this weird memo saying, nothing to see here, Kash Patel says nothing to see here, we have questions. But let me make sure I stress this again for you guys. The people who are coming out and saying the Epstein stuff happened first and then they launched Obama, they are wrong. Absolutely wrong. The Obamagate stuff happened well before Trump got evasive on Epstein. Kash Patel's appointment, his calling out of Comey, saying he perpetrated the largest criminal conspiracy in this country happened well before the Epstein stuff came and Trump and his administration started panicking over it. Now they're panicking over it, so I don't know what their problem is. Probably the worst managed scandal in history in the United States. Probably, maybe not correct, but seriously bad. But I'm going to stress this. Since Trump got in, well before he got in, this has been a major component of what people have been asking for. When will these people be criminally charged? And so the issue of whether or not the Epstein stuff from Democrats is a distraction, this is the question. Kash Patel says, hey, look what we got here. They hid documents. We found them. Then, in these events, these interviews where Kash is speaking, he says, I think Epstein took his own life. The Democrats then seized upon it after the fact. And so they're trying to make the narrative that Trump was distracting with Obama, despite the fact that Kash Patel, again, I'll say it again, had put this information out before the attacks against the Trump administration on the Epstein stuff. Now, I'm not saying one or the other is true. I am saying these are the details in the timeline, and don't let people gaslight you. I think Trump's being very evasive on the Epstein stuff, and it's very strange. I think it's poorly handled. Pam Bondi dropped the ball. She lied. She says, we got all these videos and the files are on my desk. Oh, I'm sorry. She misspoke. I talked to a lot of people and they say, I think she probably did misspoke. Okay, maybe she did. Because they said, where's the Epstein client list? And she goes, I've got the stuff on my desk. I've got it on my desk right now. It. And then she said, no, I meant the files. Then why phase one? They give these binders to the influencers. What is this? Poorly thought out bad planning? Maybe. Or maybe it's an administrative civil war. That's what Eric Weinstein called it. Call it what you want, my friends. I don't know. But I'm going to say it again. We've got street violence against innocent people. Far left extremists firebombing ICE facilities, attacking federal law enforcement. The prosecutors can't get indictments because the locals are just like, nah. And indictments are notoriously easy to get. The saying is you can indict a ham sandwich. That's how easy it is, because you're not asking for proof beyond a reasonable doubt. You're saying, like, is it possible? And they're like, yeah, it's possible. They can't even get him in L.A., and it's clear. People of California are like, we want these policies. The hyperpolarization in this country is so intense, you cannot even get an indictment of people on camera attacking law enforcement. Now, that's crazy. That's very crazy. And once again, that's the bottom. At the top, Trump's accused of being in the Epstein files and Obama's accused of treason. So what's the next step? I'm asking you guys just honestly to comment and tell me what you think. Because, I've brought it up time and time again, and I am begging for a logical answer as to what comes next. Perhaps it's Obama gets charged, everyone cheers, Democrats say, whoops, wow, we were wrong about that. Do you really think so? Nobody believes that. Perhaps the Epstein files get released by Democrats. Trump is exposed. He was working with Epstein the whole time, doing exactly what everyone thought he did. The MAGA base fractures. Trump in disgrace, gets impeached. The last couple of years of his administration, he fails. Then Democrats win 2028 and restore communism to this great nation. I doubt it. I don't see that as a reality. Maybe the most likely outcome is Trump steps up the use of his executive authorities, citing California's a lawless state that won't bring indictments to people that they know committed crimes, invokes the Insurrection Act and has the National Guard come in and start enforcing the law. And the left forms violent insurgent groups, starts fighting back, and it escalates from there. Obama refuses to face any subpoenas. The feds are split. Nobody knows if they're going to arrest Obama or what's going to happen. I honestly have no idea what to expect. In the meantime, Trump's approval rating, it's -5. If it's within the margin of error, it could be as high as -8, as low as -3. People tend to like what Trump is doing. And there is a split in this country. Democrats at the same time are at record lows, a 35-year low. So where does this country go? You've got the rise of socialists, a socialist surge. Maryland political analysts say Democrats challenging the status quo. Yeah, they're socialists. Socialists are on the rise in the Democratic Party. There's no stopping it because young people are psychotic. Not all of them. I'm just saying. The younger generation, their brains are absolutely fried. They don't understand economics. They don't understand hard work. They've never experienced it. It's a combination of gluttony, of American success, as well as snowplow parenting. It's wild to think. Back in the day, my friends, you had people get a bar fight. They'd be at a bar. Guy would say something to the other guy. Say, you want to take it outside? They'd go outside. Nobody would even bother calling the cops. That's it. Even if the guy got knocked out and was suffering a concussion, nobody'd call the cops. And sometimes when fights break out, when cops would get called, the cops would be like, guys, go home. Today, you get breathed on and someone calls the police. And it's just nuts. Cops are just like, okay, we're done with this. But it varies by jurisdiction. It's just crazy to think that back in the day, cops were like, nah, this is between you guys. You get these young people, and people like Zoran Mamdani, he's a commie, they want to get rid of the police. He says to replace it with something that actually keeps people safe. Because I think this guy knows exactly what he's doing. This is what evil looks like. There's no way this guy can go to Uganda in a compound, surrounded by security, and then think the people shouldn't have this. He knows exactly what security does for him. In LA, the police force is beholden to the mayor and the local government. So how, then, is he not aware of this? It's a political appointee. The person who runs the police department, mayor's going to choose him. They're going to choose who works for them. And here's what I said. There's a story yesterday. Ron DeSantis predicts cops in NY will flee to Florida if Zoran wins. I don't think so. Some, sure. It's a truism. It's a true statement. It can't be false because cops could mean two. But the idea that you'd see a mass exodus, no. The good cops already left. The cops who remain are the ones who are willing to shut churches down and enforce communist, ethos. The communist leaders in New York say, do it. And the cops say, you got it, boss. Shut down the church. They go, right away. And that's what they did. No constitutionalist, God-fearing American cop would actually shut a church down. They might pretend to be, but they're not. So where does this country go? With pro-abolishing the police people like Zoran Mamdani winning, and the ignorant masses cheering for their own demise. Where do we go? I think most of you have an answer. And a lot of people have a special word, civil war. I already said administrative civil wars now. Some have called it a cold civil war. Eric Weinstein says administrative civil war. They are using legitimacy to use the force of government against their opponents. First, with Trump being arrested and charged on fake charges. Now, Donald Trump demanding accountability for the actions taken by the Democrats. And the Democrats are acting like they didn't do any of this. There's a clip from Bill Maher, his Club Random podcast with Brian Tyler Cohen. And he actually has the gall to say that Republicans do whatever they want. They break the rules, and Democrats is the party of strongly worded letters. It's amazing to hear, isn't it? They arrested Trump's lawyers. And what did Trump do? Nothing. Did Trump invoke the Insurrection Act to shut down the rights? Nope. Did Trump go and arrest his political opponents? He did not. And they have the gall to say Republicans are the ones doing it. I'm going to wrap it up there, my friends. Smash the like button. Share the show with everyone. We got more to come for those watching live. For everybody else, the next segment will be up at 4 p.m. at rumble.com/Tim Pool and youtube.com/Timcast. You don't want to miss it. For everyone else, smash the like button, share the show with everyone you know. Stay tuned, and we will see you all in the next segment.